I am Dilip Udani, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today we will start new unit, that is sequence and series. So today in this unit I will teach you new topic, that is convergence, divergence of sequences and the continuous function theorem. So let's start. First of all, we will see what is an infinite sequence. So a set of numbers written in some particular order is called sequence. For example, the set of natural numbers, that is 1, 2, 3 up to infinite. So that is the example of an infinite sequence. The sequence can be written as U1, U2, U3 up to dash dash dash, Un up to dash dash dash. U1 is the first term of the sequence, U2 is the second term of the sequence, U3 is the third term of the sequence, and up to Un is the nth term of the sequence. The number U1 is called the first term of the sequence and Un is an nth term of sequence. Here we have some notations. The sequence is denoted by Un and vary from 1 to infinite, or Un n is greater than or equals to 1, or simply Un. If sequence is finite, then it is written as Un and vary from 1 to m, or in curly brackets we have terms U1, U2, U3 up to Un. Now we will see examples of sequences. If n over n plus 1, where n vary from 1 to infinite, then this is Un and Un equals to n over n plus 1, and it can be written as, see, this 1 by 2 is the first term for n equals to 1. If you will replace n by 1, you will get 1 over 1 plus 1, that is 1 by 2. Now similarly for n equals to 2 you will get 2 by 3, for n equals to 3 it is 3 by 4 and so on, and this is the nth term of the sequence, that is n over n plus 1 and so on. Now this is the second example. If minus 1 is to n upon n plus 2, where n vary from 1 to infinite, then this is Un, right? And Un equals to minus 1 is to n upon n plus 2, and it can be written as minus 1 by 3, and this is the first term for n equals to 1. If you will replace n by 1 in Un, you will get minus 1 is to 1 over 1 plus 2, so that is nothing but minus 1 by 3. So again 1 by 4, this is the term for n equals to 2. Minus 1 by 5 is the term for n equals to 3. 1 upon 6, that is the term for n equals to 4 and so on, and this is the nth term. Now this is the third example, cos n pi by 2 and vary from 0 to infinite, then Un, that is equals to cos n pi by 2, and it can be written as, if you will replace n by 0, you will get cos 0, for n equals to 1 it is cos pi by 2, for n equals to 2 it is cos pi, and so on, and its nth term is cos n pi by 2. So these all are examples of sequences. Now we will see the graph of some sequences. So graph of n upon n plus 1, where n vary from 1 to infinite. So this is the graph of n over n plus 1 sequence. If you will replace n by 1, so you will get 1 over 1 plus 1, so it is 1 by 2 and its value is 0.5. So for n equals to 1, you will get 0.5. So this is the first point, right? Similarly, for n equals to 2, you will get 2 over 2 plus 1, that is 2 over 3. Similarly, for different values of n, you will get the values of Un, and if you will plot it in the xy plane, you will get this sequence. You have to take n on x-axis and un on y-axis. Now similarly we will see the graph of minus 1 is to n over n plus 2, where n vary from 1 to infinite. So again this is the graph of this sequence. For n equals to 1 you will get first term, that is minus 1 is to 1 over 1 plus 2. So that is minus 1 over 3. So this is the first term for n equals to 1, and for n equals to 2 you will get minus 1 square, so that is 1, and divided by 2 plus 2, that is 4, so 1 over 4, that is 0.25. So this is the term for n equals to 2. Now here you can see that for odd values of n you will get negative values of un, and for n equals to even you will get positive values of un. And if you will plot these points on xy plane, you will get this graph. So this is the graph of given sequence, that is minus 1 is to n over n plus 2. Now we will see graph of cos n pi by 2, where n vary from 0 to infinite. For n equals to 0, cos 0 is 1. So 1 0 will be a point on x-axis. So this is 1 0 point. Now take different values of n, say from n equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, and find the value of cos n pi by 2 and plot those points in xy plane. So you will find the graph of cos n pi by 2, which is like this. And you can observe from this graph that the maximum value of cos function is plus 1 and the minimum value of cos function is minus 1. Now we will see what is actually a limit of a sequence. So this is the definition of a limit of a sequence. A sequence un has a limit L, and it can be written as limit n tends to infinite un equals to L, or un tends to L as n tends to infinite if for every epsilon greater than 0 there is a corresponding integer capital N, such that if n is greater than capital N, then modulus of un minus L is less than epsilon. So this is the definition of a limit of a sequence. When n tends to infinite, un tends to L. Now we have properties of limit of sequences. If un and vn are two convergent sequences and c is a constant, then limit n tends to infinite into bracket un plus vn, that is equals to limit n tends to infinite un plus limit n tends to infinite vn. Second property is limit n tends to infinite un minus vn, that is equals to limit n tends to infinite un minus limit n tends to infinite vn. Third one is limit n tends to infinite c un, where c is a constant value. Now you can write down this c as outside of limit. So this is equals to c into limit n tends to infinite un. Now limit n tends to infinite un into vn, that is equals to limit n tends to infinite un into limit n tends to infinite vn. Now limit n tends to infinite un over vn, that is equals to limit n tends to infinite un over limit n tends to infinite vn. If limit n tends to infinite vn is not equals to 0. You can write down this one as this one only when limit n tends to infinite vn is not equals to 0. Limit n tends to infinite un is to m, that is equals to limit n tends to infinite un the whole is to m, if m is greater than 0 and un is greater than 0. So these all are properties of limit of sequence. Now we have some standard limits. Limit n tends to infinite ln n over n equals to 0. Then after limit n tends to infinite 1 plus 1 by n the whole raised to n, that is equals to e, and limit n tends to infinite 1 minus 1 over n the whole raised to n, that is equals to 1 over e. Then after limit n tends to infinite n raised to 1 over n, that is equals to 1. limit n tends to infinite x raised to n equals to 0 if modulus of x is less than 1. Limit n tends to infinite x raised to n that is equals to infinite if modulus of x is greater than 1. Limit n tends to infinite x raised to n over n factorial equals to 0 for all x. Limit n tends to 0 a raised to n minus 1 over n that is equals to ln a, and limit n tends to infinite a raised to 1 upon n minus 1 upon 1 upon n that is equals to ln a. So these are some standard limits, and you have to remember the limit of these functions. Now we will see what is a convergence of a sequence. So if a sequence un has the finite limit L, then we can say that the sequence converges or is convergent, and it is denoted as limit n tends to infinite un equals to L, or un tends to L as n tends to infinite. If you will find out the limit of a given sequence un, and if you will get a finite value, then we can say that the given sequence is a convergent. Now we will see one example related to convergence of a sequence. So test the convergence of a sequence, that is 2n minus 7 over 3n plus 2. So here un is 2n minus 7 upon 3n plus 2. So we will find out its limit n tends to infinite un that is equals to limit n tends to infinite 2n minus 7 over 3n plus 2. Now taking n common from numerator and denominator, we have limit n tends to infinite, n common from the numerator, so we have into bracket 2 minus 7 by n. Similarly, taking n common from the denominator, so we have n into bracket 3 plus 2 by n. Now n will cancel out, so we have this result. Now as all of you know that as n tends to infinite, 1 upon n tends to 0. So this is equals to 2 minus 0 divided by 3 plus 0, which is 2 by 3, and this is a finite value. So we can say that the given sequence is convergent. Now we will see what is a divergence of a sequence. So here is a definition of divergence of a sequence. If a sequence un has the finite limit or more than one limit, then we say that sequence diverges or is divergent. It is written as limit n tends to infinite un that is equals to plus minus infinite as n tends to infinite. If for a given sequence un, if you will find out its limit and you will get plus minus infinite or more than one limit, then we can say that the given sequence is a divergent. Now we will see one example related to this topic. As the convergence of the sequence 2n plus 1. Here un is 2n plus 1, so limit n tends to infinite un that is equals to limit n tends to infinite 2n plus 1. Here if you will replace n by infinite, so it will become 2 into infinite plus 1, which is nothing but infinite. So here the limit is infinite, therefore the given sequence is divergent. Now we will see oscillation of a sequence. So here is a definition of oscillation of sequence. If the limit of a sequence un is not unique, then the sequence is said to be oscillatory. Now we will see one example related to oscillatory sequence. Show that the sequence cos n pi by 2 is oscillatory. So here un is cos n pi by 2. Now we will find out its limit n tends to infinite un equals to limit n tends to infinite cos n pi by 2. Here you will get the values of cos n pi by 2 as n tends to infinite 0, 1 or minus 1. So here we are not getting a unique limit, right? Hence we can say that this sequence is oscillatory. Therefore the given sequence is oscillatory. Now we will see the continuous function theorem for sequences. So if limit n tends to infinite un equals to L and the function f is continuous at L, then limit n tends to infinite function of un that is equals to function of L. This is what the continuous function theorem for sequences. So we will see one example related to this. Find limit n tends to infinite sine pi by n. So limit n tends to infinite sine pi by n, that is equals to sine. We will write down this function outside the limit according to the continuous function theorem. So we have sine of limit n tends to infinite pi by n, and as you know, as n tends to infinite, 1 upon n tends to 0. So it will become 0 and it will become sine 0, and value of sine 0 is 0. Now second example, find limit n tends to infinite e raised to 2 by n. So here is the solution. Limit n tends to infinite e raised to 2 by n. So we will write down this e function as outside of the limit. So this is e raised to limit n tends to infinite 2 by n. Now as you know, n tends to infinite, then 1 upon n tends to 0. So 2 by n will become 0, so it will become e raised to 0, and the value of e raised to 0 is 1. So in today's lecture we have discussed the definition of sequence, the graph of sequences, the convergence and divergence of sequences. Then after we have seen some standard limits, examples related to convergence, divergence and oscillatory of the sequences. And at last we have seen the continuous function theorem for sequences and examples related to that theorem. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next lecture.